Hello, sister friends. Hi there. Whew, it's so good to see you. I was nervous. I admitted I was nervous. First of all, let me start by saying, hello, beautiful. This is for all of you. Yeah, I had an appointment to get my hair cut and colored. Cut and colored today. And we were cutting it close. Got here just under the wire. Always takes longer than you think. Plus, she was running behind because she's going on vacation tomorrow. So, of course, a lot of last minute things got squeezed in today. So she was a little behind. So, I'm here. I can't believe it. 7:02, I did it. I'm not 100% prepared. So we're going to wing it a little bit. I'm still going to put everybody's names above. But as we go, I might be adding some new people who joined into the banners. Anybody who dropped out, your name might still be here. It's your lucky day because I'm not going to go through and try to figure out and delete anybody. Not while I'm doing a live stream, but I will try to go while I'm talking to you and pull up any new subscribers and see if I have that up to date. So let me get that started while I'm here. Actually, before I even do that, let me just say hello to some people. Hello, Paula. You didn't miss it. You're the first one to comment. Knit My Bit, hello. Good to see you. Kathy's in the house. Hi, Kathy. Can't wait. Sister friend time. Hi, Danny. Victorious, hi. Can you please start doing a review of the TV series, The Traitors? It is very exciting. You'll really like it. It's very popular. Well, first of all, Victorious, why did I think that you were also, maybe I'm getting you confused with somebody else. I thought you were also in Australia. Apparently not, if you're watching the current, because I know, well, Australia also has The Traitors, but I'm assuming you're talking about the new season of The Traitors that's in America. And I will, you know what, let me pull up and see who's on it. I did last season of The Traitors on my sub channel, Reality TV Breakdown. For anybody who isn't subscribed to it, go there now and subscribe. Reality TV Breakdown. I don't know if I have time, Victorious, quite frankly. I don't know if I'll have time to do it. And I have a really hard time just getting on here and talking and not editing and too much of a perfectionist. I'm working on it. Maybe maybe that's my New Year's resolution. Maybe that's my sub channel resolution. On the sub channel, I will just turn on a camera and talk and then turn it off and hit upload. I pause a lot, like I just do here. See, this is what I'm afraid of. I'm going to upload stuff and people are going to be like, I can't. It's like watching paint dry. She pauses too much. I edit out a lot of pauses when I do my videos so that it's more interesting for you guys and it like clips by a little faster. All right, we'll see. All right, I'll pull up a list and see who's in it. I don't know if I'll know anybody. I'm not as hip as I used to be. I don't have time anymore. Ever since this started, it's Sister Wife's fault. I blame Cody and Robin for making me so incensed that I had to start a channel to talk about it because I didn't know anybody who watched Sister Wives and I had to get it out. So I started a channel and now it's all consuming. Oh, Lordy, Lordy. All right. Did I tell you guys though? I promised myself I would not do because I have 3 jobs. The job where I coordinate weekend retreats, I was not going to do one in November this year. And then I waffled a little bit because I kind of felt bad and it's a long story, but I called the hotel and they do not have a November weekend available. So I'm not going to do it. There you go. It was God in the universe telling me, no, Jenny, you are not going to do it. That is right when the school year begins and you're starting up with your speech therapy. It's right in the peak of Sister Wives season. You cannot be coordinating a scrapbooking retreat. It's right when the holidays are coming. No, I'm not going to do it. Okay, I'm saying hi to people. What am I doing? I'm sitting here talking about my personal life. Elizabeth Murphy, hello. Good to see you. Who else do we have here in the house? Joanna, hello. Good to see you. Kathy, I saw Notes to Self's YouTube today. Was it today or was it yesterday? I don't know. I don't know if it was live today or if it was a recording from yesterday, but it was really good. And then she kept saying they were going to do a TikTok too, but I know they posted TikToks on YouTube, so I'll see those eventually. But that was really good too. Vladia's in the house. Good to see you, Vladia. Seen you in a little bit. Or at least I didn't see your name and haven't said hello in a little bit. So hello, good to see you. Okay. Couple more and then we will hop on it. Mama Squirrel, good to see you. Brittany, not Brittany, good to see you. I don't think I've called you out in a little bit. It doesn't mean that you guys weren't here. It just may mean that I have overlooked you. Nadine, good to see you. Hello. Rhonda, hello. Glad you're here. Thank you for moderating. Speaking of which, is Miss Lynn Skinner in our house? Maybe I skipped over her, or maybe she's not here yet. Verna Morales, hello. Good to see you. Andrea Bevan, hi. Elizabeth Murphy, hello. And two more. Michelle Littlefield is here. Hi. Indie Girl, hi. Hi, Indie Girl 57. Oops. Sometimes when I click it, it doesn't pop up for some reason. Jennifer Wright, hello. I think I have to hit it right in the center of the circle. Coffee Buzz. Love that name. Hi, hey, hey, hey. I don't know if I've said hi before. Maybe I have. Again, it's in your brain. Okay, and Ethel. We've got Ethel in the house, Rosamond, and so many more. Joni's here. Thank you. Like the hair? I styled it myself because I knew it would take too long to style. I wouldn't make it on time. I told her, I'm like, listen, it's freezing cold outside, so just blow it dry enough that it's not wet to get me in the car to get home. And I'll get home and really good. And as I'm putting everything together, I'll just quickly throw a flat iron through it. But the color is nice, isn't it? Yeah, like my dark roots. I didn't even do highlights this time either. These are from last time. I just did the roots and a cut. All right. I never want to see another wedding again. Yes. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. You know, this is tempting. I'm going to have to move this, but I don't want the cats to see it either. I decided that when the cats are here and I need to quiet them, that I brought some cat food. I brought some cat food in here. So this is a container from something else that I filled up with cat food that I'm going to keep in here, especially if Cosette's here, because Cosette needs more food than Chubbs. Chubbs, he doesn't move very fast, and he's older. He doesn't need as much food. Cosette, she's a wild one, and she's younger, so she needs more food, but then he eats her food, and it's an issue. So if she comes here and he's not around, I always like to sneak her food throughout the day when I don't see him. But the problem is, look at the container I put it in. Have you tried these? Praline pecans from Costco. They're amazing. Amazing. So good. And so I keep looking over and seeing them, and I want to grab one. So good. All right, I'm going to turn it around so I don't see the label. And at some point, I'm going to pull that label right off of there. All right, so this show, well, it'll be interesting to talk about this show, right? I will have just one video covering this show this week. I started working on it, but because I got and another thing out, it put me a little bit behind, but that's okay. I don't think it's going to take me that long, but I didn't do hardly anything today because I just was gone all day today, unfortunately. And then I have a long day of work tomorrow. So maybe it will come out about the same time it normally does. Oh, shoot. I'm sorry about that. Dang it. I was hoping it'd come out earlier. I'm just looking over here. I started taking notes on it so that when I do these with my son, I mean, there's only a couple more episodes left, but at least I have notes on the episode so that when I discuss them with my son, I should have been doing this all along. Well, I did on pieces of paper, but it's going to be such a mess to find them. It'll go quicker with him, so I don't have to kind of skip through the show to know what to talk about. So I started taking notes today so that I was prepared for this evening, but time got away. So I only got through the first, up to the first commercial, which is really as far as I got through editing too. So we're just you're going to have to shoot out ideas. But I mean, that's never an issue with us, right? We always have plenty of stuff to talk about. Plenty of stuff to talk about. Samantha Head, this is your first live. Well, welcome. Welcome to the world of sister friends. It's a lovely world and everybody is very welcoming. Scarlett was number 36. Whoop, whoop. I find it so interesting. That's on my list of things here, isn't it? Shoot. Where is my... I think I ripped it off. Things to do. Obviously didn't do it. Was right StreamYard about why your hearts with the month are looking like green circles with a sideways Superman logo. Bizarre. If it's not one thing, it's another. J. Lou, you watch All the Traders show? I watched, somebody on this channel recommended it. So I watched last season. The only thing is, I wish these shows would be during the summer. There is nothing during the summer. It makes me so angry. I want to say maybe Welcome to Plathville. And then it overlapped with Sister Wives, and then that's when I stopped. I think it started like a month or so before Sister Wives. Other than that, I mean, I know it's the off season, but if nothing's on, you're going to get decent ratings because nobody has anything else to watch if they're watching TV. People still watch TV. Companies, television networks. We still watch TV in the summer. All right. Okay. Let's see here. Okay. We can start right ahead, right up at the top. I did not realize until after I had done my video exactly how much was the same. I was thinking although I knew it when I was saying it, I just didn't put two and two together. Essentially, this is the Christine wedding episode. There was very little that was added. And so I started doing my video and I said, well, the parts with Christine are all the same. So I'm not going to talk much about those. Now, I will say that the new stuff was the tree scene. That's what's new. And Mary's scene got expanded. We really didn't see much of the tree scene at all in last season in the wedding episode. We saw them sitting on the log talking about Christine, and they added nothing to that. Nothing. That's all they said, I guess. I'm surprised that there was nothing else that they said on that log when they did the interview that they could have added to this. All they added was the tree scene. Now let's talk about that. It was crazy. I had never seen Cody so manic in my life, right from the get-go. So he's talking to Robin really fast and trying to do this whole negotiating with her about when the tree goes and when it goes up. And do you guys remember? I put this in the video too. I don't remember when it was, but who remembers in one of my videos, I said, look at all the trees on the ground at their house. I knew he was cutting trees down. I didn't realize he was just leaving them laying around like litter all over the place. And it was sort of an afterthought. And then that was it. I was just like, wow, how horrible, how yucky. And then I moved on. Well, now we know it was a bone of contention with Robin, as it would be with any wife, I think. Just having all these random logs just laying all around, collecting bugs, ick, mold. I assumed they were laying around because a logger was going to come and get them and haul them all away. Logging business being a big business up there in Flagstaff. And then I made the comment, I didn't put two and two together until I was watching the video more. But when I was recording it, I said, I thought that he was cutting it down. And if nothing else, to chop it up and stack them up on the side of his house for firewood. But when I look at the trees they're cutting down, they look like they're all pine. You don't burn pine indoors. You can burn it outside, but because of the sap in it, right? Do I have that correct? My outdoorsy people, I'm pretty sure pine has got does the popping, and it has some extra sap inside of it, so you don't put pine inside of a house, if I recall correctly. So I'm thinking this is not the kind of wood that you would put in your house anyway. So there's no need to ever chop it up. It should be kept as full logs to use for either building furniture or houses, maybe, log houses. I don't know. Call me crazy. That's my guess. And that's my guess as to why he peels the bark off of them at times, because we've seen the peeling the bark off episodes too. Somebody did ask McKelty last year in one of her Patreons, why so much peeling of bark off of logs? Do tell. She didn't really have a great defense for Cody for it either, really. She didn't say like, oh, well, he makes good money because the logging industry is good and we had to take the trees down anyway. The amount of trees he takes down for him saying, oh, the properties that have the trees are worth so much more money. He's taken almost all the trees down. At first, he was taking them all down in Coyote Pass. Now he's taking them down on his own property. All right. Devaluing the property, but whatever. They sold the property now. It's neither here nor there. Makes no difference. Chilly outside, so I got myself some tea before this. Got my drink over there too, but warm up. Okay. Kathy, it's true. It's so true. I would have never made this channel. Never. I would have never in a million years thought I would make a YouTube channel of any sort, ever. But I found myself watching YouTube creators. It may have even been, I wonder if Vanderpump Rules started first, because Sandoval on that show was driving me crazy. And I know I started watching YouTube videos of people commenting on that show. It just sort of gave me a little bit of peace. It may have been first, because I think that was the year before that happened. And then Sister Wives started kind of going crazy, and I was just watching YouTube videos, but I found myself there. I wasn't able to find enough. The algorithm wasn't picking it up. I just kept putting in Sister Wives content, Sister Wives reviews, Sister Wives season 17 or 18, whatever it was, 17, I guess at the time. And maybe there were YouTube, because I wasn't finding people who I know now have YouTube channels had them back then. Stupid algorithm. I wasn't picking them up. It was meant to be. It was meant to be, because a lot of my favorite YouTubers now who I'm subscribed to, couldn't find them, and wasn't thrilled with some of the people that I was following. And so I just thought, we need a more mature voice of reason here, because most of them were like younger content creators. They were doing other shows too. So like, they weren't as passionate about it as I was. Like, they hadn't been watching it since the beginning like I had been. And so I just thought, I'm just going to do a channel myself. And if nobody watches it, that's okay. It'll be my therapy. Somebody will watch it eventually. Somebody out there is like me. And I'll have a small group of women my age who are going to be like, yeah, who haven't been able to find somebody either. So it was just meant to be. It was meant to be. Everything aligns. I created my channel. And then afterwards, all of a sudden, I started finding other channels like mine. All right. Let's see. You'd watch it without edits? All right, we'll see. No promises, Scarlett, right? Don't promise it. No pinky promises. Oh, let's talk about that. Okay. So Robin says, you need to move this tree before you get another one. It's all making sense in my head because I had noticed in the past there is a graveyard of trees in front of their house. Okay. And he's like, oh, yeah, 'cause I don't want them here over the winter. Oh, or he says yes. Then she says, in less than 6 months, which I'm thinking, 6 months? It's extremely generous. I'm thinking by the weekend. Okay. Within a week or two, maybe. Why drop the tree now if you're not planning on moving it for 6 months? You've lived in the house for 7 years. I don't think the obstruction of that tree is going to make that much of a difference if you wait another month or two until you're ready to move the tree. I mean, again, this is Jenny logic, not Cody logic. He obviously didn't subscribe to this. So he's like, oh, yeah, I'll get it. I'll get it within 6 months. And then she says, Pinky promised me. And he hesitates and then says in the talking head interview, like, oh, well, I don't want to make a promise. Like, I can't make a Oh, okay. Interesting, right? Cody's word is not good for anything. I mean, in general, when I tell somebody I do something, that equivals a promise. I don't say I'm going to do something if I don't mean that I'm going to do it. I mean, it's not a guarantee, maybe, but it is a promise that I'm going to do it. If I say, I'm going to pick you up at this time, I don't say promise. I say, I'm going to pick you up at this time. I'm going to be there. I'm going to pick up at the time. If I say, we're going to go, let's go get coffee next week. I mean, let's go get coffee next week. Or if I don't understand. If I say I'm putting the Christmas decorations away before the weekend, guess what? They're gone before the weekend. I don't have to promise or pinky promise anything with anybody because my word is worth something. Apparently, this is not the case in their house. Now, can you imagine living with a man who, whenever he says something, it could be true, it could not be true, maybe, maybe not. I would go mad. I would go mad. All right, let me check up in the chat here. Oh, so much going on. Those nuts are addicting. Yes, anyone who has a Costco near them. I warn you in advance, you can't stop at one. It's like a Lay's potato chip. But they are good. They are good. I have it. The only reason I have it, like I wouldn't buy it and put it in my house because I know myself. They're my son-in-law's favorite. So at Christmas time, I get a sweet treat for each of the kids. It's like at a separate time. They get to open up something from the elves because elves like candy. They like all the candy groups. They like candy canes, syrup. There's another one. Syrup, candy canes, and something else. The 4 food groups the elves like. So the elves always give the kids a separate gift later on Christmas Day. And it's always a sweet treat. And I try to find whatever their favorite sweet treat is. And this is one of my son-in-law's favorite sweet treats, are these Costco brand praline pecans. I will say that they're pretty good too at Buc-ee's. If you're ever driving by a Buc-ee's, which we don't have any in Ohio, but when I drive down to Tennessee to visit my daughter, I stop at a Buc-ee's. But they're harder. These aren't quite as hard, so I like them a little bit more. They're not, you don't have as much of a crunch. But of course, Buc-ee's would be fresher. Okay, anyway, moving on. It's like a PSA. I just want everyone to know, if you happen to be by a Costco and you like pecans on any level, you'll like these. And I'm not a sweet person either. There you go. So anyway, I told my husband to get them when he was going to Costco. And what did my husband do? He got 2. So we had 1 in the house here. Goodness. Okay. So, okay. Oh, I don't even know how to find where we are in the chat. I guess I just go in terms of what I'm talking about. Oh, hi, Lynn Skinner. Good to see you. Welcome. Candy corn. Thank you, the Rusty Trike. According to and that's from the Elf movie. Elves' 4 food groups are candy, candy cane, candy corn, and syrup. There you go. Yes. Right? Was sugar one of them, Rhonda? Well, now I don't know for certain. All right. All right. So, trees, we were talking trees. I find it interesting he takes so many trees down. I get it. Robin hates trees, apparently. She also loves catching air on four-wheelers, apparently. I can't believe a word this woman says because she says the absolute opposite at other times. Oh. So he's moving this tree. Now, they showed the view. We all saw it. He took the tree down and she's like, oh, yeah, look. Looks exactly the same to me. The tree was not that wide. It was way taller than it was wide. He could take a chain and just toss it around and catch it on the other side. That's how narrow the tree was. Didn't make a lick of difference in the view they had. He's going to have to take down a good 10 more trees if he really wants to get a good view of the mountain. However, in doing so, you are also getting a much better view of all the houses right there in front of you, right there in the valley. And they're getting a better view into your house as well. I'm thinking the tree may have served a purpose there, as well as the rest of the trees that were taken down. Because if you looked around while he was cutting the trees, there were stump, 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 stump. I guess they wanted to take it down to see the I don't know, the houses. They had to have known you're going to see the houses if you see the mountains. I wonder what happens if you take a tall pine tree like that and just chop it off midway. I bet it just continues to grow up. I don't know enough about trees. That'd be my guess. That would be my guess. I know you can take a tall pine tree and just cut off the branches at the bottom and it'll just stay a post, but that doesn't help them, I don't think, because you still see the houses down below. I'm trying to think of how can you not see the houses but still see the mountain. So they just needed like shrubbery and small trees in their yard. That's what they needed. I would have planted, well, no, you can't plant those before day. Okay, we're again getting off track again. Here we go. Back onto the chat. Oh, goodness. Candy corn. Everyone's throwing out candy corn. Yes, thank you. Aw, this is an English tradition. Dash X said, my ma was English, so growing up, we'd put bowls of sugar in the window to attract fairies or ask for good vibes from them, especially full moon nights. I did not know that was an English tradition. See, when my kids put their teeth underneath the pillows and the tooth fairy would come, they would know that the tooth fairy came not only because there was money underneath their pillow and the tooth was gone, but they could look and see the fairy dust that would go all the way out to the windowsill that was on the floor and a little bit on their pillow by their bed. I would get like colored, what's that called? Glitter. Yeah. Colored glitter and sprinkle it along the way. Have a path. Not a blatant path because I didn't need a big cleanup. Just enough to indicate that, oh, here's a little bit. Here's a little bit. Oh, there's some on the windowsill. But that would be cute. See, I feel like they could be a combined tradition at Grandma's house. Or I could tell my kids about it when they have kids. That you put a bowl of water, a real tradition, an actual tradition from the English, that they put a bowl of water to attract fairies. I did not know that. Okay. Another reason to forget the diet, the praline. Oh, yeah. Worth every penny. I want to say these were probably about $28. That's worth it. If you go to like a candy store and get these in smaller version. $28 for that size. Not bad. Worth it. My bit said I felt bad for the tree. Yeah, that tree. What did that tree ever do to Cody? Nothing. Nothing but provide shade. Mm-hmm. And block the view of those houses down below. The tree did nothing to Cody. It had been there for probably hundreds of years. He just mutilated it. He was aggressively mutilating it. That high that he was on started off not only with him chitter-chattering so fast with Robin at the beginning, but then he's like, okay, I'm going to go now. And he runs like a maniac up the hill to get to where the sheds are and get the ladder above it. And then starts randomly just jumping really fast to whack at the ladder to get it to shift over so he can grab it and get it down. Like he was participating in the Amazing Race. Like I felt like they just said, ready, go, run up the hill, getting the ladder down. Like, I'm like, what is the rush here, people? I mean, did they say, you're not getting your check if we can't get this done in 3 minutes and 20 seconds, Cody, go. It was crazy. It was madness watching him coming back down just frantically. And then he admits to Robin, he like turns to her and he goes, my adrenaline is crazy. I don't know why. And then to the camera later on, he's like, I don't know if it's because I dropped a tree on a house before or if, and he's like trying to like figure out like why he's like so mad. I'm like, no, I think there's another reason, Cody. Think hard. Slow down. Take a breath. Something else is going on because this isn't right. This isn't normal. Something's off. Something is off. That's all I'm going to say. Something is off. This isn't okay. And it's not okay that he had a power tool in his hand during all this either. Understandably, Robin looked concerned. I'd be concerned too. She has to know what's going on with him. She lives with him. Unless she's just that dumb. That she just thinks this is just who he is. Like something is contributing to this. And if it's not, he needs to go seek help. Maybe he needs to take something so that he can level things out. Because this was craziness. Okay. Yeah, so that was madness. I didn't even see a back cut in that tree either. Maybe he did one. I didn't see it though. He just cut that big wedge out of it. And I'm not quite sure why he chained it to go to try to have it you pull toward all the rest of the trees. I mean, it seemed like if it went the one direction, there were no trees there. Maybe it was too tall. That's a possibility. That would just simply mean, because there is a road down there. I mean, like a driveway-ish kind of road, not like major road. Feel like probably could have had it go down that way and then right away chopped it up. And see, that would have required him right away cutting off the top branches and making sure anything that would have been over into the road was taken out. And of course, somebody would have had to been looking out to make sure there were no cars coming at the time that it was going to go down. It would have taken a little bit of planning. It appears planning is not his strong suit, let's say. He's kind of insane. It was really kind of insane to watch. Right, Brittany? Look at the view now. It's exactly the same. It's the same view we had before. Look like the same trees. Apparently one's gone. Looks the same. It was kind of like last episode when he's like, we go up here and you see, that's where we'll see the sunset right between there. And all you saw were all these bushes and branches. You're like, oh, somewhere between there, this is your lookout view where you're going to see the sunset? Okay. got to be another place that had a better lookout view amongst there to see the sunset. I mean, maybe even on their own porch, they could have seen it better. I don't know. He sells wood to buy art, lone wolf. Yeah. Well, hello there, Liberty Lisa, and welcome. I'm glad you joined. Glad to have you here. Oh, that reminds me, I should be scrolling names. Okay. This is a fantastic chat. It will keep going throughout this entire time because everybody here is amazing. Okay, I'm going to start off here. Let's start with SOS supporters. I got those going from Sunday night. You might hear some clicking. Click, click, click in the background as this goes. So pay no attention to the clicking behind the curtain. The tree scene kind of came and went too. So I kind of have it chopped up on my little notes here. But I felt like, did you see Robin a couple times too, as he was like running around, and then when it didn't go down, and then he did something else, and then the tree kind of like jumped off, it like fell off, but just stopped on the ground. I'm sure anybody who's into any kind of tree service would have watched this and been like, oh my word. And then you get that upset. At that point, Robin like turned and looked at the camera because it was kind of far away. And she just sort of looked, and I think, but they just kept rolling. So then she just smiled at him. I just thought, I'm sure she was going to say like, well, can we cut this? And they were like, we're still rolling. She's like, okay. I'd love to know how many times how many times they've requested to shut it down and they've said no, but we'll take that request out. And how many times they actually have taken it down for them. I am curious. Curious. Pulling up the memberships. Okay. I think all of these that you're scrolling right now are accurate from Sunday night. I don't think we have a new SOS member since Sunday night. So that makes me happy. Yay! And let's see if there's any new big supporters or keep the lights on level ones. And I'll just add those to the next thing. So feel free to continue to talk amongst yourselves. Mm-hmm. Nope, we got a few names to add. Okay. Riley Davis. Welcome, Riley Davis, and welcome, Michelle Hull. Brand new members. Okay. Ooh, I don't think, you know what? I'm going to add big supporters in with this banner that's going right now. Let's see. Oops, I think I have to hide it to edit it. I do. There we go. Oh, use banners to summarize. Okay. Oh, I have to hit save. There we go. Look at that. I just have to save the other two and we are all set to go. All right, so these are all our big supporters and exclusive SOS supporters. And later on, I will have to keep the lights on level supporters scrolling as well. So my apologies. Hair appointment ran over. Didn't expect it. I had a 3 o'clock appointment. I thought I would be able to, it's 10 minutes away. I thought I'd be fine for a 7 o'clock live. What can you do? Sometimes. You don't want to cooperate. Okay, that's fine. You don't have to cooperate. I'll go little bits at a time. We'll do it this way. Jail Carpenter. Why does it say that is 200 characters? That is not 200 characters. Something crazy is going on here. Something crazy's in the air. I'm so confused. I mean, it does look like it's about 200, but this other one has so many more than 200. How come that one lets me do more than 200? Okay. I'm not going to take any more time on this. I am going to try to edit this current ticker. That's what we're going to do because it has more in it. Okay. We're moving on. Let me get back to our chat. Oh my gosh, there's so much chat going on. Oh, I love it. You guys are chatty Cathys just like I am. Nicole, I wonder how many loads of water he can get for selling one tree. That's funny. If you cut the top off a tree, it will eventually die. Good to know, Nana Cheese. I did not know that. Did not know that. This episode was boring. Yeah, I mean, any of us who watched last season through the Christine episodes, I think this is TLC being lazy. The capital L. Lazy. Because all they did was recycle what they had done. It's been done already. They just added a little bit of cutting room floor footage. That's it. And when I say a little, I mean a little. Because almost all of the Christine stuff, I mean, I think all of the Christine stuff. I don't think there was anything different with Christine's. Mary, a little bit different. There was more back history as to why she does the whole Halloween stuff, which I thought was good context information. I know she always does a lot of decorating at Christmas time. And I don't know why, but now I know why. And the why is because her grandmother, who was raised in the house, was born on Halloween. So it's an homage and a tip of the hat to Grandma. All right. Oh, look at Amy Widenhouse. Knowing her saws. Cody needs a new chainsaw because that's not even a romance chainsaw. Most people cut big trees with a still. I recognize that brand name. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. I recognize it from Home Depot. Or, no, this one I don't recognize. Husqvarna chainsaw. Look at that. Way more than Cody does. Oh, and also, can we say every single episode, his gloves look brand new. I think there is a good possibility this man does not do any manual labor between episodes. Like every tree we see him cutting down is for another episode. And there could be some on the cutting room floor too that we haven't seen that he cut down and, it's just, or B-roll footage. Oh, that's what I started saying about McKelty. When somebody asked her why, they were specifically saying, why is he taking the bark off of so many trees all the time? And she just said, well, the show needs B-roll footage so that when we have these voiceovers that people say, we have just like random scenes showing them doing things that they would normally do in their day. And my dad cuts trees and takes bark off of trees. It was really sort of a dig. I don't know if she realized it was a dig, or maybe she did. I don't know. But basically, he does nothing but cut trees, take bark off of trees. So that's his B-roll footage. He also looks under the hood of Christine's car, picks up the battery and puts it down. Didn't do anything there once. Oh, and then he also takes screwdrivers and goes like this with them on top of screws. Yeah, he hasn't quite figured out how to use a screwdriver, but he whacks them with the screwdriver. We've seen that. Any other B-roll footage we've seen him do? I mean, besides driving in a vehicle, that's about it. Yeah. Aimlessly driving in the roads. Obviously, he can drive a car, but he probably's like, I can drive. You can take video of that. I can drive. Okay, Cody, that's the best you got. I'll take a video of you driving. Yeah, man doesn't do much. Trish, stuck on pralines. Yeah, pretty good. Gotta say. They will not be back in this house until next Christmas. I guarantee that. No, I don't guarantee that because my husband's usually the one that does the Costco shopping because he usually gets the gas after work. He'll gas up the car and then go in and get stuff. And there's no telling what he'll bring home because he has the sweet tooth. I have the savory tooth. I would come home with the salmon and chicken and ground turkey and like way more meat that will spoil before we can eat it. That will be my indulgence. And like, oh, this is a season where they start doing the mashed potatoes. Those are so good too. Why not? Who wants to make mashed potatoes? It's too much work. Get the mashed potatoes. Like, I'm a savory person. Meat and potato gal. That's me. My husband, sweet tooth all the way through. He could live on jars of frosting and be happy. So there may be another one of those. Okay. Yes, the sacred cow got what she wanted and she's still not happy. What's up with you? You begged and begged and begged. You pushed and pushed and pushed. And now you have what you want. And look at you. Still a frown. A frown that's upside down. You know, you look like you're almost smiling. We have to fix that. I think my fine tip Sharpie is not here, so we'll just do it with this for now. And then, oh, if it will, we'll see. Oh, I think I can get it a little bit. Because the way the stitching is on here, you look like you're smiling, and that's just not very Robin Brownie. Not at all. That's closer. That's really not even at all. We'll fix her up when I get the Sharpie. That's better. There we go. Robin Brown. It's really good. I love it. It's actually kind of good. It's a little bit off too. All right, moving along. Liberty Lisa said, when Cody said he needs attention, no truer words were ever said. I was shocked that he admitted that. And I'll be honest, I do not remember that from last season. Now, I haven't gone back to look at last season. Quite frankly, I don't want to. I got better things to do with the little bit of time I've got left in my life. So I'm not going to. But I don't remember that. I feel like I would have remembered it. Maybe not, but I feel like I would have remembered him saying that. Yeah. He realizes, I mean, he must just be running around like a chicken with his head cut off, and Robin must be like, what is going on with you? So I feel like she's like addressing the fact that he's there all the time and he's needy, and she's just like, stop, get away. And he's like, oh, okay. Yeah. I don't think, I said it before, she's too boring for him. She's too boring for anybody, really. And he just liked her because she was pretty. She's like a pretty little trinket on a shelf. But she's not, it's like a pretty trinket on the shelf that's patinaed. For those who don't like patina, I'm not a fan of patina myself. To me, it looks old. I know all of you antique collectors are like, what? It's the best. And it gets all kind of crusty and green and white and brown, and I just want to scrub it off, clean it. I feel like she's a trinket that's patinaed, that's gotten old, and it's showing its age. That's patinaed, right? And yeah, it's not a shiny, pretty new thing anymore. She was the new toy for a little bit. No, she's not new. She's not young, and she's not so pretty anymore. And she's never been fun and interesting. I mean, she may have acted fun for a little bit at the beginning, and I think she did. I think she was trying to be like the perky kind of fun one, and then she realized it wasn't sustainable because you can't, you eventually your authentic self comes out. And we've seen her authentic self for a decade now, so we know what it is. And season 1, the few glimpses of her like being happy and bubbly was her imitating Christine. I think that's why she never liked Christine, because Christine was what she wished she could be. She had the personality that she wanted. And I think that she always didn't like Janelle because she knew Janelle and Cody had an intellectual connection that she would never have with him. And Janelle was very confident in who she was. Christine wasn't as much, and Mary wasn't as much. So Robin could take advantage of that. And she felt like she had the upper hand. I feel like she never quite felt like she had the upper hand with Janelle, because Janelle was just kind of quiet and confident in who she was. And Cody always enjoyed spending time with her. And that, I think that irked Robin to no end. And I think that's also why Robin was always so bitter with all of Janelle's kids, Maddie and all the boys. And I never even saw her interact with Savannah, really, which is ironic because Savannah would be closer to her kids' ages. But have you? I really never noticed her kids. Maybe her kids were never playing with Savannah because she never wanted her kids to play with Savannah, because she held a grudge. Maybe. I don't know. But boy, she managed to never have anything nice to say about those boys. They were never good enough. Never good enough. never loved her enough, never smiled enough, never welcomed her enough. They just never good enough. And she was always rotten to Maddie too, telling her that until her frontal lobe developed, she couldn't make a decision on that she could move out of the house if she didn't like the signing of the Declaration of Independence, Declaration of Dependence. What they call it, their motto, their family motto, I think it was, at their commitment ceremony. I think it was their family motto, which is ironic too, because mottos are not that long. That thing took forever to put together. I could do a whole video on that, the putting together of that motto. It makes sense why it was so laborious and stressful to put that thing together, because the family was a hot mess and polygamy is a hot mess. And so when they're trying to come up with a motto on how our family is going to work well together and what it's going to look like, well, it can't work well. So no wonder you struggled to come up with the proper words. And no matter when you read it, it sounded like the Declaration of Independence times 10. Hence, therefore, and forevermore. Oh. Thanks, Nicole. Everybody hit the like button. Thanks. Victorious. Listen, you're not going to be disappointed. I promise you. If you like praline anything, and if you like pecans at all, actually, you might hate me because they're hard to stop eating once you start. Mama Squirrel, he sped up the camera when he started running. He bribed him. It would have been funny if he would have fallen. Oh, I'll just go around. There's steps over there. Oh, funny. He's always bringing the chaos. He is. I had, wait, let me have here. I saved one of the comments from today. I'll read them at the end. I had a couple funny comments that I saved. Some of the comments I was responding to, I was at the hair salon today, so I didn't save those. Well, I mean, I think I screenshotted them, but they're not here on my computer. Lynn Skinner, you had a naughty one. Oh, this is okay. So Lisa Crenshaw is our resident EMT. And she was on the live Sunday night when we were watching the show. So now, not this past episode, but the one before, with the whole ATV accident, we'll just say. Accident, whatever it was. And she had already written before and said, I was laughing so hard when I saw him say, we need to call Lifelight if she has any sign of any pain. She wrote in response to that video in the comments down below, she said, I was on the ambulance Sunday night during the live. I had to show a couple of the other EMTs and medics the scene of Robin flying in the air. We came to the conclusion that the video needs to be used in a training on what not to do. One person spit their coffee when Cody was ripping off their helmet. Oh, goodness. I'm just thinking that would just make my year if I knew that this footage of Cody ripping that helmet off of her would be used in trainings for EMTs around the nation. What not to do. It'd be so funny. Oh, goodness. Oh, chat. It's going so much. We have so many comments. Let me see if I can see on my end where we are on chat. Sorry, I'm a little not prepared today. I will admit it. I thought I'd have more time after the hair appointment to pull myself together here. Some of these things I like to have already just all pulled out and ready to go. No, that's not what I wanted to do. Go back. Go to my lives. There we go. Aha, sure enough. On StreamYard, I don't have access to this. I already mentioned Michelle Hull and Riley Davis. Those popped up. Welcome, new members. And then we have Janae. Oh, wait, it's not going to show up. Wait, let me see if I can do pop-out chat and get it to show up. Oh, goodness. So many things going on. Minimize, minimize. There we go. Yay, Janae. Running up the hill was so creepy. He was like, just look at the little T-Rex arms. Going so fast. Thank you for the super chat, Janae. Oh, goodness. He's insane. He's insane. I don't see it made me laugh out loud. All right. I find it interesting, too, that he said, now that I'm a monogamous, Robin has a rule for me. Like Robin had no rules for you. Oh, goodness. I guess he felt like he could never admit on camera anything that Robin told him to do. In fact, he had to put his foot down and say, I'm my own man. I make up my own decisions in my own mind. Yeah, you can do that, and she can still have rules for you. We know she does. The whole COVID list. It just doesn't go in line with who you are, Cody. That's all Robin. Okay. That poor little cow. It's just looking more and more like Robin. I don't know what you're talking about. This is Robin. This is Robin. Their statement necklace. And all her other jewelry. I'm going to have to see if I can get some earrings to stick in these little ears here, too. Oh, that'll be a tax write-off. That's what I'll tell my husband. I need to buy Tiffany jewelry. I need to go online and buy myself some Tiffany jewelry. It's a tax write-off. It's for my channel. Need a necklace, some earrings, diamond ring, and earrings. I wonder if that'll get by the IRS. Thank you, Celeste. That's nice of you to say. Edinburgh. I'm learning how to say it properly. Edinburgh. Right? Did I get that right, Carol? Macintosh. Whoa, that's nice of you to say. Thank you. I didn't even realize there was a compliment in there. I just saw Ed and Braun got excited because my daughter just, I know, I say it all the time. My daughter just went on vacation there, so I'm familiar with it. I've seen so many photos. Beverly Miner, hello and welcome. Dried mangoes. Oh, everyone, are we going to start saying what our favorite Costco things are now? Because, I mean, the list is long. The list is long. Hey, I have a question for you all. Completely unrelated to anything. Here's the thing. I want to, my water things that I drink, I put a flavor thing in it. I tend to really like berry flavored things. Raspberry, cranberry, cherry's my favorite. Strawberry's okay too. Cherry's my ultimate favorite. So I usually have like a cherry flavored pack. I don't want all the red dye anymore. I'm done with red dye 40. I've had enough of it in my life. It's time for me to cut it out. Ideally, I'd like it to be clear. There was a time in my life, we're going to talk about 30 years ago, where I used to buy a sparkling beverage that was about a liter. It was about 89 cents. I don't know. Maybe it was less. No, it was 59 cents. Okay, but this was 30 years ago. 59 cents. Sparkling beverage. And I remember thinking, even at the time, it was a decent price. And it was completely clear, but it was berry flavored. So I know it's possible for this to happen. In America, we, for some reason, want to put red dye 40 in everything. I cannot find a beverage. I ideally would prefer it not to be sparkling. I mean, I don't mind sparkling. I don't know. I have tiny teeth. I have like little chiclet teeth. So like the more acidic stuff, the more it wears away at your enamel. So I feel like I'm at the point in my life that I need to preserve as much enamel as possible. So I'd like to stick with a flat water if possible. And I don't mind taking it out of the tap or taking it out of the, spout out of my refrigerator and putting a flavor packet in it. I want a cherry or berry flavored pack that's no calorie though. Or a way to make it cherry flavored with no sweetener, and I'll just put my own artificial sweetener in there. Or not even artificial sweetener, I'll just put allulose in it, which is a whole separate topic. Anyway, if anyone has any suggestions, I know I went in a bunch of different directions with that, but that's because, like, in my perfect world, I would have a allulose sweetened cherry flavored water. It doesn't exist. So I'm trying to figure out which one of those things I'm willing to sacrifice. And I think right now I'm willing to sacrifice the allulose and just do like a Splenda. But I want it to be clear. No red dye 40. Okay, I'm moving on. I'm sorry. We can start talking about Christine now too. I'm sure we're going to come back to Cody too. 161. Thank you for hitting the like button, JL Carpenter. Gwen said she was fun in the beginning. I don't know if I can trust Gwen as far as I can throw her. I'm on the fence with Gwen. And until we see more of her, and we might not, I don't know. Oh, here we went all the way through the engagement and Christine's wedding. We still got zero information. Remember I said that was the one thing I was looking for? I just jumped. It dawned on me right now. It's the first time I realized it. That's the thing I said at the beginning of the season I was looking forward to the most, is getting answers about this situation between Gwen and Christine. Zero answers. Zero. We know Christine was at Gwen's shower. At this point, wait, Gwen got married before Christine got married. So Gwen had a wedding between that shower and this episode that clearly was not recorded by TLC at all. Oh my goodness. So many holes. So many holes. Was it going to be on and she decided to pull it, and that's why we ended up with the Christine stuff? Could it be that we were supposed to have an entire episode of Gwen's wedding? Do you think maybe? Was the wedding the time that she got upset about having to sign some sort of form that she didn't wanna sign and got offended by it? No, I thought that, or was that about Christine's wedding and it wasn't at the wedding? Somebody said, You know, you can't trust anything you read on the internet." I'm not even gonna go there, I guess. I'm not even gonna hypothetically say, "Was it this or this or this?" because these are just things I've read or heard and I have no documentation. All we know for a fact is that Christine was excited to go and attended the shower. And Christine said in her talking head stuff that she was really upset that Cody decided at the very last minute to attend because he was not going to be there. Cody screwed the whole thing up, basically. Looks like he screwed it up for Christine in terms of having Gwen come to the wedding too, because it appears that literally Gwen's wedding shower is what made Gwen so upset with Christine and TLC. She has to be upset at Christine too, because you can't just be upset at TLC and not go to your mother's wedding. I mean, there's no way. You have to be upset with your mother too. I mean, yeah. I mean, she would have to be the childish person, most childish person in the world. And I don't think she is. So she has to be upset with Christine too, for some reason. And there's answers out there. People have answers. There were people there at the shower. Nobody's saying anything. All right, I'm going to start looking at the chat. Maybe some of you know something that I don't know. Let's see here. I am so upset that we do not have answers here. It does make sense, though. It does make sense that they literally regurgitated an entire episode that they already showed. Oh, I forget. You guys are way ahead of me. Way ahead of me. Okay, I need a bump up here. Scroll. Look at you guys chatting away. Okay. Here we go. I'm seeing Gwen's name. Okay, I'm in the discussion here. Ooh, Michelle, we're 196 in the likes. Thank you for hitting the like button. Oh, Mama Celeste, allulose, you just use it any way you would use regular sugar. I actually, I have a tablespoon to 2, like a big, huge, overflowing tablespoon every morning, just to control blood sugar across the day. And I stick it. I'm going to admit this online. I can't believe I'm going to say it, but I mix it in with my Metamucil. Oh, goodness. What can I say? I just want to make sure I just started doing that, taking that recently. And it's because of this one of the drugs that I'm taking. My doctor said this might slow things down a bit. So if you want to make sure you keep things regular, you might want to, okay, right. So I got the sugar-free, because gosh, that stuff is like loaded with sugar. It's like crazy sugar. So I got the sugar-free, which still has an artificial sweetener in it. It's still plenty sweet, but I put the allulose in them just so I know I get it every morning. And then sometimes if I remember later in the day, I will like sprinkle it on an apple and have it with an apple or something, but it's sweet. Like I'm not a sweet person, so it is hard for me to get the allulose in the day. But I mix it in with any of my drinks. I could just put it in any drink that I already have any kind of artificial sweet. Oh, my tea I put allulose in. So they have some, I don't know what tea I'm drinking here. Certified. This was like I think this was a black pico tea. And I put some allulose in that. It's not as sweet as sugar or artificial sweeteners at all. It's like 70% less sweet than sugar. But the benefits, oh, I'm going to make a video on it and I'm going to put it on that other channel that I kind of set up, but I haven't posted anything on it yet. My Wise and Wonderful channel that I told you like 6 months ago I was getting going. Yeah, that one. Someday. All right. Let's see. Oh, Circle. It tastes very good, very convenient, not that cheap. I don't even care if it's cheap at this point. Alexandria, no red dye 40. I've never even heard of that. I'm going to look it up. I've decided I'm at the point in my life where I have cut so many corners. I have lived for 50 years in Goodwill clothes. When I find something that I want that's good for my health, I'm going to do it. We're all here for each other. When we find things that are good for us, we're going to share it. Cirkul. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm going to crack this door open just because I hear cats. Not that I really want them carrying on in here, but okay. All right. All right, now. Tanya Smith says, Gwen said that she and TLC had a disagreement. She didn't want to participate anymore. Okay, so Gwen, out of Gwen's mouth, she said, because I've heard a couple different things. All right, but so that's just regarding the show in general. So not necessarily the reason she didn't go to her mom's wedding, but the reason why she's just not going to be on anything on the show. But because it doesn't make sense for the wedding. I get that she's not going to be on anything on the show anymore, but like, there's other kids that don't want to be on camera and they can still be at things. So she could have been there and not shown up on camera. I mean, Logan wasn't on anything except for when they were taking group shots, and he's in the group shot anyway. So it really wasn't like revealing anything for him to be in the group shot. So there's still something else that has to do with the wedding, but that would make sense in terms of why she just is choosing not to participate in anything related to the show or be at places, like her mom showers and that kind of stuff. Oh, wait, but that would lead up to the wedding. So she chose not to. Well, no, she was at the wedding shower. She was at the wedding shower. Now she lives far away. So I would understand that she would not be at the wedding shower or the engagement party. She wasn't at the engagement party, the taco thing, but she came to the wedding shower. And she lives far away. But she didn't come to the wedding. Riddle me that. I'm so confused. Okay, Gwen says she was forced to sign before she entered her own bridal shower. Okay, but forced to sign what? Like the thing that they all like forced to sign what? Like a standard contract that you sign when you appear on camera? Because I would think that everybody would sign one of those. That's where I'm confused. So confused. She didn't want her wedding filmed. All right, that's fair. That's fair. She was required to sign an NDA before she could attend her party. But don't they always sign NDAs? I mean, what specifically was in the NDA, I guess, is the question. She couldn't disclose what. What about it that she wanted to disclose could she not disclose? That I guess that's the question right there. Because I think in general, everybody who's on the show signs an NDA. I have so many questions. Moira, what was Christine's Walk the Aisle song? What was Christine's Dance Mob song? What song do we wish Christine did the lap dance to? Yeah, I'm almost positive they used different music than they used. I don't think those were the real ones. I'm almost positive they weren't the real ones from the real day. I think I remember hearing her talk about that too. That they didn't have the rights to air what was actually used. But as pretty as these were, these did not seem familiar to me. And I did enough editing of it last season that I feel like it would have sounded familiar. I mean, I could be wrong. I could be wrong. They could be the same. But I remember doing a lot of editing because then it didn't pass copyright. Well, I mean, it got stuck to the point that the person who wrote the music wanted the money. Like, well, no, really, I'd prefer to keep the money for my video. So let me see how I can fix this. I put very, very short clips of the music in there. And then I found another track of something else that sounded wedding-ish that I could put underneath it last year. So yeah, but I did know last year's music because I remember the artist coming back and or wanting to split the revenue from my video, I guess is what I'm like. Yeah, that's okay. How about I just pick a different song? And that's when I found out that she picked a different song anyway from some research I was doing, or they picked a different song from what Christine had. Nicole, yeah, that was that. I heard the homework thing too, that she had homework to do. And so she couldn't go to the wedding. That can't be the truth. That's a typical Brown lie. Bad lie. It's a typical Brown bad lie to get out of something, thinking that we're not going to figure it out. It was one of those Brown bad lies where it makes you look even worse. So you've been better off just not lying. Yeah, J. Lou, I wish we'd find out too. I really do want to just figure it all out. DP cream soda is my backup if they don't have my cherry. There's so much in the chat. I'm probably not even going to see what your cherry was. Do it at Jenny. Is that a diet cherry or is that a sugar cherry? Because I'm just trying to stay away from sugar at all costs. It's been helping. It's been helping my weight control. All right. They are filming season 20 now. Yeah. Michelle, I wonder if Gwen's wedding special was supposed to be at the end of last year, and then they had to take a lot of their meeting and dating out of the show and most of the engagement. Well, now there is a hypothetical I never heard before. That would make sense, wouldn't it? Because chronologically, that would make sense. The only way I would say no is just that Christine is such a significant character in the show, and she was already posting stuff on social media about the wedding, and it would be another 9 months before we would see it. So they just decided, let's capitalize on it now and get the revenue by showing it now, and then we'll go back. This is why they're, I think, trying to catch up on the show because they realized what a mess they made by holding off all this footage and feeling like we'll just keep stretching out as long as possible. And then when the show ends, we'll still have another year or two to go, not realizing, well, when big stuff happens, social media is happening now too. And now nobody cares about your show because we're following it on social media. So your show is too far behind. It's been a bad season because of that. Not all of it, but there's been a lot of bad parts of stuff that's just, we know. Actually, the best stuff has been Mary. Mary and Cody has been the best stuff in this season. That has been stuff that I didn't know. The conversations between them, information about their history and their current status. That is the only stuff I didn't know. And now some Janelle stuff, kind of the Coyote Pass stuff, which I think we're going to start getting more into now that we can put the whole Christine, I'm getting married to bed. Yeah, got married over a year ago. When did Gwen get the money from Cody? You know, that's a good question because there's a lot of people saying that there's a correlation between the money that he gave her and her flipping to becoming his on his side and not on her mom's, which would be sad if money could really buy her loyalty. But I've seen that hypothesis out there. Yeah, she has no excuse. She has no excuse. The schooling is the worst excuse, I think, so far. Because unless she was on the brink of failing out of school, then maybe. But barring that, like, professors would understand if your mother was getting married. And she didn't even have to miss any school. She's only 5 hours away. She's not across the country and she has to get on 2 flights and do an entire day. She could have ridden in the car. I've said this a million times. She could have ridden in the car while Bea drove. She had 5 hours of uninterrupted time in a car of studying. That's more than she would have done if she were home. I'm sure she would have been distracted at home. Then she could have been at the wedding. And then the next day, 5 hours in the car back. That's her weekend. That's it. She would have missed nothing. She would have missed no schooling. She would have had 10 hours of studying that weekend. And she would have been at her mother's wedding. Like, there's no way you can convince me that schooling was an excuse. Absolutely no way. You heard she was paid off too. 205. Yay, thanks for being like. It's true. OChem is tough. There's a bunch of them that are tough. But I'm telling you, I had a daughter that was going through OChem and got mononucleosis. She couldn't go to a class. And she couldn't lift her head off her bed for like a week. She made it through. You do what you have to do, and you do as much as you can, and you let your professors know, and you get through. It's hard. It was hard. It was horrible. She hated it. And I felt horrible for her during it. Like, talk about rotten timing for getting mono. And she hates sciences. She's my math girl. She likes math, but she hated science. Like, if it was physics, she would have been better off because there's more like mathy stuff in there. But science. In fact, I'm like, are you sure you want to go to vet school? Because you have to do all these science classes to get into vet school. Are you sure? She hates science. So for her to be in OChem, and it's not like that was her only class either. She had a full load. She had a full load, and she was the resident director of her dorm. She wasn't just an RA of a floor. She was the RD of the whole dorm at the same time. She had a lot of responsibility, a lot going on. She did it. You got to do what you got to do, right? I mean, that's just it. This generation of kids do not understand. You got to do what you got to do. This is what scares me in life. We have a bunch of kids that aren't being raised to be and being told what's important in life. What are your priorities? I mean, if her priority was to get a higher grade in there than to go to her mother's wedding, then okay. In my world, I can't understand or comprehend that. In my world, going to your mother's wedding trumps anything. And in my world, there's no way that being in a car for 10 hours studying is going to drop your grade an entire letter grade. Spending 5 hours at a wedding should not drop your letter grade. And if it does, then there's a whole nother issue going on. Then okay. Like, I mean, if she was on the brink of failing out of school and this was going to keep her in school, then there's another conversation going on. But if she's just an average student like anybody else, this should have not made okay, I'm not going to go out. I'm going to get so much slack from people who are just going to be like, no, she needed to study. School is important. Yes, I never said school's not important. All my kids went to school. They all got higher degrees. I did too. I believe in school. However, it's not the most important thing in the world. People are. Relationships are. It's more important than school. More important than money. Kathy, I'm with you. I'm with you, girl. Take my shot every morning. So I try to make myself feel cool. I put it in, I have a little glass, you know, that Disaronno drink that I like. I got a holiday kit once when I got a bottle of it, and it came with 4 glasses that say Disaronno on it. I was drinking it on New Year's Eve, one of those glasses. I have one that I keep in my bathroom. So it's not a shot glass really, but it's, you know, I feel like I'm having a cocktail. A little Metamucil. I mix in my allulose. Just chug it down. Try to make myself feel cooler. You know, you gotta do what you gotta do. All right. This is senior perspective. It is. Oh, they make gummies. Y'all, we are so off track today. We are so off track. Oh my goodness. All right, here we go. Back on. I see some Gwen comments. They have them at Safeway. I've seen Safeways. I don't think, I think they are in Ohio, but not where I am. But I will look around because I travel all over Ohio. Okay. Chubbs is probably going to make an appearance because I heard him doing his because he got another kitty litter. And I just opened up another Christmas package that I got from my aunt today. 3 little fish with feather tails that are little kitty litter fish. Oh, they're gonna love them, and they're really small because they're light, so they'll be able to flip them all over. They're gonna love them. But I have them hiding in a drawer right now. Hi, Kimberly. Kimberly's a new member. Hi, Kimberly. Welcome. Thanks for joining. I love my Circle bottle. It keeps me drinking water and not soda. It's a bottle. It's not a drink. Well, I wrote it down. I'm going to look into it. I'm going to look into what it's all about. Probiotic pills. Carla, you know what? This This is turning into geriatric 101. I take so many vitamins now that I had to get like a pill organizer because I have so many bottles. And I'm like, this is just crazy. And then it's quicker when you have the little organizer. So I went and got a Vera Bradley one. So it's pretty. It looks nice. It's pretty. It's like purple, pink, and black swirls. It looks nice. Oh, goodness. I'll add that to my list of vitamins. That's one vitamin I don't take, though. I don't have I used to take a probiotic. I have so many other vitamins from all different doctors that they've recommended that I've taken that off my list. Okay. NDA. You know what? I want to know what the NDA said. I'm wondering what the NDA said. What did she want to disclose that she couldn't disclose? What about, like, could she not post any pictures about it on social media? I don't follow her social media. I don't follow any of the kids' social media. It's nothing against her, but that could be that, I could understand if she wanted to post stuff about her party on social media. She could have just told them to kick rocks and not sign it. Tell them to leave. And then it wouldn't have to be a big deal with Cody meeting. That's what I would have done. If it made her that upset that she would not attend her mother's wedding, I would have just told TLC. If there was something in that NDA agreement that she was against, I would have either said, take this out or I'm not signing it and y'all can go. But the party's still happening. Everybody was there for the party. They weren't there to film for TLC. Right? Am I missing something? Why couldn't she just say, okay, I'm not signing it? I don't know. And now there's something about the rights to the wedding footage too. See, this is why I wanted them to address it this season. Right? Right. Kathy, best response yet. TLC silenced her at Cody's behest. All right, let me see. You guys, you're amazing. You're amazing. I can't keep up. There's so many. The comments are just a plethora. Well, I mean, she knew David was coming. Here's the catch, Mary. She knew David was coming. And because the only reason she didn't go up to the party where all of Janelle and all of Janelle's kids were there is because she was getting ready for her party. So she knew David was there. She knew that was that. And she knew that David was coming down for her party and that everybody was in town to go to Christine's party to meet David and that everyone was going to come down to her party that weekend. But Cody said he wasn't going to go. And it wasn't till right before the party that he changed his mind. I'm trying to think, did Mykelti say this on her Patreon? How do I have this information? Was this on the show or was this on Mykelti's Patreon? That it was right before the party and Mykelti contacted Cody and talked him into it. All right, so now it's Mykelti's fault. I was going to say it's Cody's fault. It is Cody's fault. It's Mykelti. No. Okay, now I can't remember. I can't remember if it was Mykelti or a producer who called Cody and said, David's going to be there. And the implication was it might not look good if you don't show up. And so at the last minute, he decided to show up. And I don't think he contacted Gwen. I think the producer contacted Gwen and let her know that Cody was coming. I don't think she had a problem per se with it, but it was last minute. He messed it all up. No surprise. All right. I'm going to go add some names down here at the bottom because I need to edit this. Oh, okay. All right. I see what's going on here, people. I know why I was having a problem. All these tickers have 200 characters, but this one ticker has 1,000. Okay. Okay. So I always have to put it in the one with 1,000 characters. All right. So this should go quick. I thought I was going to have to do this line by line, but I should be able to just hit paste and go. Boom. Keep the lights on level. There we go. There's everybody else. Okay. Yeah, Marie, I did hear that she was upset that but then again, at secondhand too. I didn't hear it on the show or hear it from like one of the actual members talking about it. I heard it secondhand. Betty, yeah, we were talking about the deforesting. The deforesting, the losing of his cool, and everything looking exactly the same when he was done. Miss Indus, why didn't TLC help pay for and film Gwen's wedding? She didn't want them to. She didn't want it filmed. Yeah. She was mad at them. She was mad at them, I think, because of the shower. So I think had the shower situation not happened, maybe she would have. Which is crazy. Oh, it was on the show. Since you didn't know, said it was on the show, but now I don't know what was on the show. Did I say that was on the show? Cody showed up at the behest of production. Sienna, so good. Cody's maniacal giggling just about did my head in. Yeah, that's so bizarre when he does that, right? I don't like the maniacal giggling, and I don't like when he goes, and I'm gonna talk like this. You don't know that you don't have it good until you know you have somebody else who has it good. Do you remember that? He was talking about you don't know things are bad until you, I don't know, something like that. Comparing to other families or other situations with sister wives. That was a few episodes ago. Quite a few episodes ago. He did it again this last episode. He did that talk where he talks like this. It's just really, really creepy, and I don't like it. Oh, that's, that's my shoe is a YouTube member. Yay, that's my shoe. Welcome. The one thing about Christine's wedding that I did like is the realization that it's not just that this is Christine's special day and Christine's wishes come true and all that, but realizing that it's David's too. David went through the awful tragedy of losing his wife and then having to raise 8 kids, is it? On his own, 7 or 8 kids on his own. Dating a lot, according to him, and never finding the one during that time. So just pretty much giving up and realizing that this is his life and being okay with that. And then the love of his life comes into the picture. So I thought it was really beautiful for David too. And they really didn't show much of it from David's perspective, but just at the wedding, and again, this is a repeat from last season, I understand, but because it's so nice, I'll repeat it anyway. Just the comments talking about his character, because it's such a dichotomy from Cody's character. Talking about how he'd get home from a long day of work and has these kids to take care of and gets them dinner, but won't eat dinner himself and goes out to help build a ramp for a neighbor because they recently got disabled and they need a way to get in and out of their house. Like, he gets up early and will shovel the driveway for a single mom that lives in the neighborhood. Like, he's just a good guy. Just such a good guy. And Cody's just not. He's all about Cody. He doesn't do things for other people. He doesn't do things for other people in his family, for goodness sake. He wouldn't do something for a neighbor. Yeah. Okay. Cody's getting weirder and weirder each episode. Yeah, reminds me of Manson. Yeah, somebody's put in the chat or put in one of the comments on one of my videos that they were looking up, or that they were saying, boy, does he fit the criteria of a psychopath. And, psychopath and narcissist, and, so many of them overlap, so many of the behaviors in that, but then she wrote it out. And of course, narcissist is a characteristic of psychopath, but then she kind of went through the rest of them. I'm like, oh gosh, that sounds a lot like him. Scary, but that's true. Yes, that weird way he talks. So bizarre. Blah. Creepy talking Cody laugh. Blah. 8 kids. Okay. 8 kids. He raised 8 kids. That's crazy. They were fighting because they both wanted the same date for their wedding in the summer. Oh, really? I didn't hear that at all. More news going around. Cody's a doofus. True, Peach. True. Robin's turned out mouth looks cartoonish. Doesn't it? Yeah, it does. Yes, Brittany, not Brittany. David would never leave a chopped down tree in the yard for 6 months. It'd be gone by weekend. It'd be gone and it'd be sold to somebody and he'd have cash, cold hard cash, just sitting in a pile on the table. Oh yeah, that's from the logger guy. He dropped it off. He came and got that log. I took care of it for you, sweetie. I don't know what to do with the cash. Just take it. That'd be David. Very different. He's starting to resemble the Joker. Yes. No, that's a good point. Somebody else was pointing out, I was reading today, somebody was pointing out that he's starting to look like a malignant narcissist too. And I'm like, yeah, because he always was like a grandiose narcissist, but he is looking more and more like a malignant narcissist. That's my shoe. He also looks like he's a drug user. Yes, it does. Sochitel is here in the house, late, but hello, hello, number 251 and the likes. Thank you. Sochitel said that her friends also call her Sochi, which I think is a pretty name, Sochi. I like that. Yeah, Cody thinks he's entertaining us with that laugh, and we're just like, "Ugh. Go away, go away, it's creepy." Yeah, David would cut it up. They'd burn it in the yard, and there'd be a big party. This weekend, party at the Woolies. Another tree came down. David has actual friends who would help him. That's funny. Oh, Julie, thank you. Do you believe Robin really wants him to make it work with Janelle and is so sad Christine is gone? Because I truly believe it's all an act to look innocent. I agree with you, Julie. I agree with you. I think she waffles at times and thinks about the financial implication of them being gone because clearly look where she's living and look at all that she has and look what she's contributed to the family. Nothing but debt. So, there is the show, but they all equally contributed to the show. So, that's a wash to me. Besides the show, she's contributed nothing, and they all contributed the equal amount to the show. So, everything that she has that's above and beyond what everyone else has, which is a lot, has come off the backs of the other sister wives. So, I think there's got to be part of her that realizes the gig is up and the gravy train is gone now. So, it's just what she gets from the show, which means she's going to have to mind her spending as well as Cody's spending. And reining in Cody can't be an easy job. And she has to do it alone. She has nobody to go to. I don't know if she really ever had anyone to complain to about Cody anyway. But she really has nobody to complain to about Cody now. Oh. She's in a rut. I almost feel sorry for her. I don't. But I could see how somebody would, who didn't know her as well and hasn't followed her for all these years, feel sorry for her. Not me. Not I, said Jenny. Thank you, Julie. Oh, well, Kathy, good point. Of course he's on drugs. He's married to Robin. Who says I need a lot of attention? Look at me. I do stupid things. Hi, Adrian. Welcome. Welcome to the Sister Friends group. All right. Dakota Blue Sky says, has anyone else noticed that Cody speaks like Robin after a year? He should be all mumbly and moaning next year. Well, that's a really good point. He never used the word safe before, like he does now. Yeah, he never did. Lynn Skinner, did you really lose your dog today? That's horrible. That's horrible. I hope he comes back. Where do you live? Do you live in a cold weather climate? It's freezing where I live right now. I'm so sad for you. I pray he comes back or somebody finds him. Verna Morales says, I ain't saying she's a gold digger, but she ain't messing with broke ass. Yeah. Yeah, once the money's gone, I'm here for, like, it's so funny to see him talk about, I think he was talking about Mary. It's hard to say. Based on the editing, it was Mary, but we'll see when it's a show, because he's said this kind of stuff about Janelle in the past, that she just wants to go after everything. That's how she is, everything that he has. Neither Mary or Janelle are that way at all, and never have been. So again, here's Cody projecting and talking about himself and how he feels and what he thinks, and saying that's what they think. Because he just assumes if he thinks that about them, then they must think that about him as well. So I think going forward, now that we're beyond the wedding, we're going to have some good content, because we're getting back to finances, which is great and my favorite topic in the Sister Wives hemisphere. Finances and the dividing up of the land of Coyote Pass. And you know what? Christine might have a great season for season 20. If season 20 is still being filmed right now, and this is amidst the whole, because I thought season 20 started being filmed. I thought season 19 was wrapped before Garrison. I might be wrong, but that's what I heard. But they were filming because they picked up cameras right away and started season 20. Not because of Garrison, but like just because they started season 20. And it was during the beginning of season 20. That was my understanding, that Garrison's passing happened. And Janelle said, go ahead and keep the cameras rolling. It's okay. So that would be a very long season 20. That would mean that they would have been recording for almost a year. Usually I don't think the seasons are that long. So maybe that was wrong information that I heard. There you go. This is what happens every time I share information that I hear. It doesn't make sense to me. They don't usually film. They usually film in shorter bursts, more like 6 to 9 months at a time. Betty, how about those teeth? They are going downhill fast. I can tell you that. Something's going on. Something's going down. She's more of an aluminum digger. That's funny. This Brittany Not Brittany truth. Robin did not contribute equally to the show. Cameras weren't welcome in her home. Most of the content regarded the kids coming from the OG3s. Yeah. Mary didn't have a whole lot. There wasn't a whole lot going on in her life either. Really, Christine and Janelle did the heavy lifting for a very long time. And maybe Robin felt like she fell under the umbrella of Cody because she lived in his house and he didn't go anywhere else. So she felt like, well, as long as Cody's filming, I'm covered. But no, Robin, we're on to you. The song Gold Digger was made for women like Robin. They are going to lose their mansion quick smart when the show money stops. Quick smart. I've never heard that phrase before. Is that an Australian phrase? Quick smart. Has anyone else in America heard that phrase before? They're going to lose their new mansion quick smart. I like that. Quick smart. It's funny. Mm. Bonnie and Clyde need to be held accountable for all that money that they put down on that new McMansion. Mm-hmm. Oh, I cannot wait until a forensic accountant comes as part of this lawsuit. Christine did everybody who is a fan of Sister Wives a solid by filing that custody agreement. I mean, I know it's for Truly. Or child support, I guess I should say, not custody. Although I guess it's probably going to end up being custody / child support. I don't know how it's going to end up looking at the very end, but I think it's just going to reveal. It's going to make people show their hands. It's going to, I hope, even better show what he's trying to do at the last minute here in terms of hiding funds. Ugh. It's great. It's great. And did you see that Christine put on her Instagram? Here's to a drama-free year. Was she trolling? Because, Christine, you just sued Cody for child support. How could it possibly be drama-free? Cody got served. We are going to see the worst of him come out. Worse than we've ever seen. Well, probably going to be equal. I bet we see it about equal to what we saw around COVID time when things weren't going his way. Because that was really the first time in his life where things weren't going his way and the kids were saying, we're not going to listen to you anymore, Dad. You're being ridiculous. And then the wives were like, we're going to see our children. We're going to go visit our children because they're our children. You're not going to tell us that we cannot go see our children and that we have to stay in our houses so that your precious Robin and her kids don't have any outside exposure. That's really what it was all about. Candy corn teeth. Season is supposed to be 26 episodes. Supposedly each adult's getting $40,000 per episode. So that's over $2 million for Robin and Cody. They have money to spend. Yeah, sadly. And I think I saw somewhere on the TLC site that it's really only going to 18. I think there might only be 2 more episodes. And then we're going to start, because I mean, remember last year we had 4 talkbacks. We had 4 one-on-ones, and then 4 talkbacks, and then 2 lookbacks. We had 10 episodes of after the season. Plus, we had 12. We had 2 wedding episodes. Right? There were 4 talkbacks. I'm pretty sure there were 4 talkbacks. There were 2 lookbacks, because I remember thinking, there's only 2? It seems so stingy compared to what everything else was. So I'm pretty sure there were 4 talkbacks. So I think we only have like 2 more regular season episodes coming up based on the schedule I saw somewhere on the TLC site when I was looking for something. They only showed episodes up to 18. That's my guess. It's just making sense out of what I saw. And based on what happened last year. Right, Betty B? I hate it when he said she would do anything to screw him over. He doesn't know her at all. No. Or he's just that rotten of a person that he does know her that well, but he's willing to say something that mean and wrong and ruthless, just that blatant of a lie about somebody to try to make himself look better or to cover his sins, knowing that that's something that he's would do and is doing. Yeah. I think that whole scene with the guy on the property is not going to go really well. I think he's going to look like a doofus, quite frankly. Yep, it's all projection. You're right. Fairy D. The bad thing about the money aspect is that the money was put in a common account and the woman let Cody and Robin take it. Yeah, it's true. I don't understand why each wife didn't have their own account for the TLC money. I know. They did eventually. They did eventually in the last couple of years, but for years they didn't. And they even when they did have like money on their own, like when they would have something in their name, i.e. Janelle having a house with equity in it when she sold it, handed it all over to Robin because she believed in the principle. After all those years, she saw Robin for who she was within that first year of marriage. In those couch interviews, she was spitting mad that Cody was on that honeymoon with her for that many days. She was not happy. Not happy at all. And you could see little bits in that first year of her like realizing, this chick isn't what I thought she was. Yeah. So, boy, talk about it's a brainwash. That's the only way you can explain it. To like believe that strongly in the faith and the principle that you can see somebody for who they are, but still be willing to just hand over stuff to them, trusting that they're going to do right because you're going to do right. And it's your faith that tells you you need to do what's right. And what's right is you do what's good for the benefit of the family. And although Janelle didn't believe buying that big house was for the benefit of the family, she went and talked to Robin about it. And Robin said, yeah, we need it. Kind of like the honeymoon when Christine said, did you need 11 days? She goes, yeah, we needed it. And Christine said, all right. And she let it go. Like they just believe that if somebody says this is what I really need, then the rest sacrifice and give it to them. So she's like, I really need that house. Janelle's like, okay, here's the money. But then Robin also said, it's the family's house. It's an asset for the whole family. So praise God that's on film. Oh, yeah, good point, Brittany. She did say that. I remember that too. She doesn't believe in saving money because she believes in a higher quality of life. And shockingly, she said Cody believes in saving. This shows you how much of a saver she's not. Cody believes in saving money, but I don't. I believe in spending money. It gives you a higher quality of life. So where did she save for the McMansion? She didn't. She saved nothing for that McMansion. Nothing. All right. I want to read a couple funny things to you guys. I already read you the one that made me laugh out loud. Suzanne Grady was talking about Cody and how like every 7 years he picks up some moves and now he wants to go to Europe. And she just matter-of-factly said, no matter where you go, you take yourself with you. You can't escape yourself, Cody. Period. Well said. Lori Smith, in reaction to Mykelti, she wrote, Mykelti is a live-action version of a photobomb. She is a live-action version of a photobomb. So true. Photobomb in life. Mykelti. Lynn Skinner, you get the last one. Lynn Skinner wrote, this is on the last video that I posted, not the one on and another thing, but the last video, second half of last week's video. She wrote, is Cody a pitcher or a catcher? I have an overwhelming urge to sing Dude Looks Like a Lady. Robin, please, instead of spending money on your trinkets, invest in some Olay. Girl needs some moisturizer. By the way, Cody, they watch the show in Europe too. In fact, they see it more than we do. And then underneath the comments, responding to Lynn's question, is Cody a pitcher or a catcher? We have Targahi responding, he is the big pitcher. Which is very good. Good comeback. I loved it. That was good. All right. Y'all make me laugh so hard. All right. Good job, people. How does this time go by so fast? I don't know. It just flies by. Which is amazing because the episode was a dud, really. Not much to say. There's really nothing to say about Mary's at all. She decorated. That's all. Oh, the one thing I didn't comment about that is the fact that she calls out Robin, that Robin never came over to see her house the first year she was in Flagstaff. First year. And then Robin used the excuse, well, there's COVID. You know, that happened pretty soon after we got there. So that's why I didn't go over. I have to look that up now, figure out what year they moved to Flagstaff. Well, we know what year COVID was. I have to figure out what year they moved to Flagstaff, what month and year they moved to Flagstaff. I can't go by any of the dates on TLC because things get posted years after it happened. So I'll have to do some deep dive on the internet and see if anybody has the actual dates that they moved. Does anyone here know? They moved mid-2018. Mid-2018. So it was 2 years. 2 years. 2 years. And she didn't even notice that Mary hadn't decorated for anything. So she didn't go over for any of the holidays. Great. Great. What a best friend she is. There was a snide remark that I think McKelty was trying to throw at Mary when somebody asked, "Is Mary close with Robin's kids?" And McKelty said, "No, they're not close at all." Mm-mm. And she just dismissed it. I think she was trying to throw a dig at Mary, but the point is, it just shows that Robin's been lying all this time. She's like, oh, my kids miss her. She needs to stay a part of the family. The kids miss her so much, which is in complete contradiction to the fact that she absolutely never saw to it that the kids got to see Mary. Oh, my head hurts from the lies that this woman spins. Oh, Peach, me too. I hope she tells her off too. I really do. Ugh. Unbelievable. All right. Let me read a quote. I'm not going to do the really long one today. Oh, I might be doing an and another thing soon too, because I found some in a different kind of notes thing that I had. And I'm like, oh, I forgot about that. Oh, shoot. There's a lot to say. It's really from the past. I don't know if it's even going to be applicable anymore. That's what just popped up when I opened my notes. All right, let me go to quotes. Quotes. Oops, I need to check that. That's the one we read last time. How come these aren't clicking? Interesting. Okay. This is from Charles Schulz, the author of Peanuts cartoon. And this is actually Charlie Brown, a quote from Charlie Brown. And he says, "We don't meet people by accident. They are meant to cross our path for a reason." I like that. We don't meet people by accident. They are meant to cross our path for a reason. I believe that with all of us too. I believe that this isn't all an accident. I think it's all meant for a reason. I think the fact that I could not find any content creator that was above 25 years of age that was talking about sister wives for the longest time. And I just created a channel. And then all of a sudden they all started popping up. And I'm like, where have you been? And their channels have been around for years. I'm like, what? How come I couldn't find you? I think it was all for a reason. It was just to get me to get on here to do this channel so we could all get together and have a Sister Friends community. Friends forever in here. Sister Friends forever. All right, I'm going to sign off. Good night, Sister Friends. I forgot the F on friends. I wrote good night, Sister Wrens. I'll fix it. There we go. There we go. Good night, everybody. I will see you next week. Same time, same place. And it's going to be a better episode. I know it. I guarantee it. I pinky swear. It's going to be a better episode. I mean, there's no way it can be worse. Even the preview is better than this whole episode. So it's going to be a better episode. Good night, everyone.